If you're serious about Alexa and smart homes, then you've probably already ditched or are considering ditching your cable television for some type of streaming service. And that's why today on the show, I'm going to discuss Roku, review it, and how to connect it to Alexa. Hi, I'm Travis, and this is the BoldysTech show where we make Alexa and smart home simple. Whether you're a smart home veteran or a rookie, this is a show for you because we review, we teach, we educate, and we discuss everything smart home. So if you don't want to miss another episode, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. Also, this show contains affiliate links in the comments, so if you click on a link and buy something, I'm going to get a commission and probably become a millionaire. I'm super excited about today's show because I love discussing ditching your cable service for streaming television. And on today's show, I'm going to review Roku with you, discuss what streaming service I use, how to connect it to your Alexa devices, and then a quick demo. A few years ago, we were going through our budgets, and I mentioned to my wife, hey, I'm sick of paying $130 for cable television. I want to cut the cord and use some type of streaming service. And that $130, that didn't even include our internet. That didn't include phones. That didn't include special programs like HBO or Showtime. Unfortunately, when I told her this, she looked at me like I had four eyes, and she said...
She came up with all kinds of reasons not to use a streaming service. She said, what if the internet goes out? What if we have 100 devices online at the same time and it's too slow for us to watch our shows? What if we can't record our favorite shows?
And all of her points were valid. And she disagreed with me, and we kept cable television. Fast forward a few months, and our cable TV decided to increase our bill by another $20. So now we're going to be paying $150 a month, and at that point, my wife had enough. She was irritated, and she said, hey, let's give this streaming service a chance. And once she gave me the green light for that, I started to research what were my options to stream different services to our televisions. And I came up with 3 devices that I wanted to take a look at. And those were the Fire Stick from Amazon, Roku, and Apple TV. After days of analysis, tons of research, and hours of overthinking such an important decision in my life, we decided to go with Roku. And here are the reasons that I decided on a Roku device over the other 2 options. Number 1, I like Roku because it's agnostic. And I'm not talking about religion here. I'm talking about the fact that Roku doesn't care what streaming service you use. They don't care if you use Apple TV, Amazon Prime, Hulu, AT&T TV. They just don't care. And I was worried that Amazon and Apple would take a different approach. I was afraid that they would eventually just want you to use their streaming services. And that's one of the reasons that I decided to stay away from them and choose Roku. The second reason I decided to go with Roku is because it's simple to use. So whether you're trying to download an app to stream different services or you're trying to find a show to watch, they make everything super easy. The third reason I decided to go with Roku is because of the number of different options they have to stream television or movies. Let me show you some of the options that are available. So here's Roku. I just went to the Roku website so you can see how it works and the options you have when you get a Roku device. So if we go over here, how does Roku work? Click on that. Basically, watch what you love for less. So you plug in Roku, hook it up to the internet, and then you have options and tons of more options of what streaming services you want to subscribe to. Now, in our situation, we wanted to have live TV, like I had mentioned, and that's why we have Hulu Live. But you have tons of other options. If you don't want live TV, you can obviously subscribe to Netflix or Disney or Apple TV, Showtime, Peacock. There's just all kinds of things. They even have the Roku channel, which I believe is free. So you can get just a ton of movies just from the Roku channel itself. But if you go up here too, you can also go to featured free. So, hook up your Roku device and it'll show you all the things that you can watch for free. Another thing that is pretty cool is, like I mentioned before, live TV. So your options for live TV are Hulu Live, AT&T, Philo, Vidgo, Sling, Fubo, Friendly, Now. So those are the options you have if you want live TV. And I think there's one more thing up here, the channel store. So you can kind of go through all the different channels that you could subscribe to. Some are free and some cost money. So as you can see, Roku is pretty robust, and as I mentioned before, is agnostic. So they don't care what you subscribe to. And finally, I decided to go with Roku because it's super inexpensive to equip your house with these devices. So let me show you some of the different options you have when you're thinking about what Roku device to purchase. Now, as far as what devices you want for your house, there's 3 different types of Roku devices they have. They have what's called Roku Express, fast, high definition streaming made easy. And this is $25. So a lot of times you can find it cheaper, like during Black Friday or maybe close to Christmas. And obviously it works with Alexa, which is a good thing. There's also the streaming stick. We have these in most of our televisions because all you have to do is plug it into an HDMI port in the back of your television, and it works seamlessly. So has 4K capability. Just a solid, easy streaming device that you can hook up to your television, and this costs $40. Again, you can usually find it cheaper. And then they have the Roku Ultra, which I'm not too familiar with because we don't have one. I know this is you can stream 4K and all that good stuff, but I'd really have to do my research on why it's better. I also know the remote is upgraded a little bit. You can plug your earphones into that if you would like. So those are really the 3 options, and this one's $70 per device. So those are your 3 options. You can do it pretty inexpensive if you want. We did streaming sticks for most of our televisions, and then I think, if I remember correctly, we have a Roku Express. So maybe it's time for me to upgrade that. I'll have to talk that over with my wife. But those are the ones that we have in our house. So for like $100, we armed all of our televisions with Roku devices. So after we purchased our Roku device, we had a much more important decision to make. What streaming service were we going to use? And after more research and obviously more overthinking, why wouldn't I overthink? We narrowed it down to a couple streaming services, and those included YouTube Live, AT&T TV, which was DirecTV Live at the time, Hulu, and Sling Television. And we started doing free subscriptions for each of these. And I think the first one we did was YouTube Live, and we hated it. So we moved on and went to DirecTV Live at the time, and we actually really, really liked it at first. And we decided to go all in with DirecTV Live. So we bought a bunch of Roku devices, and now we have this on all of our televisions. And then we started seeing some issues. We started to see some issues with connectivity. We couldn't watch some of our television shows when they were on. And then one time, all of our recordings got erased. And so needless to say, we were not happy. And my wife was ready to get rid of streaming television and go back to cable. I was like, no,
let's give it one more shot.
So we ended up trying Hulu Live and absolutely fell in love with Hulu Live. Let me share with you some of the reasons Hulu Live is a phenomenal alternative to cable TV. So this is just a quick overview of Hulu Live, and this is obviously on my computer. It was just easier to screen share, but you have a number of different features here. You can go to Live TV, and I'm just minimize that before it comes on. And this is just kind of like your TV guide, and it shows you what is available to watch when by different channels, and everything's alphabetical order, at least it used to be. So you can go through here. Oh, these are recent ones that we watched. So if you just go to channels, everything's in alphabetical order. And then what I really like about Hulu Live, and maybe they do this on cable television now too, is you can browse live TV by different genres. So sports, news, movies, whatever. Up here you also have My Stuff, which is mostly things that you're watching or things that you've recorded. So you can manage your DVR from here. You can play shows that you've recorded. So pretty easy. And then you just have TV, movies, and then hubs. So, different hubs. If you want to go to Hulu, you can, all the Hulu originals you can watch. You can go to FX on Hulu. So these are shows that they play that you can, or that have played, and you can go in and find different shows that maybe you want to watch. So if I go into FX, I can pull up any of these shows and start watching them if I'd like to. Now, as far as pricing goes, let's take a look at pricing. So if we go into my account, my upcoming charge is $100, but that's because I got screwed and was paying for HBO because my wife got on a huge Sopranos kick and I couldn't stop HBO or HBO Max until she was finished with that. So, but here's what I pay right now. Hulu plus live TV is $65 a month, but I also have an enhanced cloud DVR with unlimited screen bundle. So that's $15 a month. So, but I just canceled HBO Max. So between this $64.99 and $15, I'll be paying $80 a month. So if I go to manage plan, we can take a look at some of the options. I obviously have Hulu plus live TV. So I'm not going to subscribe to Hulu because I already get it. I already get Hulu with no ads. But one of the things I could do is get Hulu, no ads, plus live TV. So what that would mean is I get watch live TV online, get unlimited access to Hulu's streaming TV library, record live TV with 50 hours of cloud DVR, watch on 2 screens at the same time. You get it. And then the other available add-ons are HBO Max, Showtime, Cinemax, Enhanced HD Cloud DRVR, which I have it, unlimited screens, which I have, Stars, Entertainment add-on, Espanol add-on, and ESPN Plus. So you can add all those things on if you'd like. So like I mentioned before, right now I have HBO Max. I could have Showtime for $4.99 a month for the first 6 months. And I'll tell you what I do a lot is I have shows on Showtime that I like Billions. Or there's another show, Ray Donovan. So when they have new seasons, I wait till the season, every show has come out, and then I binge watch it for a month. So I only pay for Showtime for like 1 month out of the year. Same thing with HBO Max. I just do that when I find shows that I want to binge when I'm like working out. So there you have it. That's Hulu Live in a nutshell. Now, the only thing better than having a Roku device and your favorite streaming service is being able to connect your Roku to Alexa. Let me show you how you can do that. To connect your Alexa devices to Roku, you're going to need to open up your Alexa app, go down to More in the bottom right-hand corner. You're going to go to Settings, and then you're going to scroll until you see TV and Video, and just tap that. And then you'll see a number of different options on here. So Hulu, Roku, DirecTV, all those things. What you're going to want to do is just hit or tap the plus button for Roku, and then tap Enable to Use. Next, you're going to have to link your Roku account to Amazon Alexa. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And then you're going to be directed to this page. It says connect your eligible Roku devices to Alexa and use your voice to launch streaming channels, search for movies and shows, pause, fast forward, and more. So we're going to accept and continue. And then I'm going to connect all the Roku devices that we have to our Alexas. Oops. Every time I say that word, that happens. And hit continue. Your Rokus will be named the following. So now I'm going to have to figure out where all these are. Most of them I know, but I don't know why I have 2 living room. I think we upgraded a Roku device at one time and we took that and put it someplace else. So link to the Alexa app, automatically link new Roku devices. Heck yeah. Continue to the app. Your Roku account has been successfully linked. What to do next? Close this window to discover video devices you can control with Alexa. What you're going to do now is you're going to select the device that you want to connect to the app, and then you're going to have to choose what Amazon Echo device you want to control that particular Roku device. So for this example, I'm going to tap second living room Roku, continue, and then I have a Echo device in the family room that I think is called empty, and we're going to link those devices. And then you can link more devices too. So like I know my son's got a television in his room, so we're going to link that to his Echo device. And then you just have to go through and link all the devices that you want. Now let's demo how to use your Alexa devices to control your Roku. Now we have our Alexa and Roku devices connected. Now, even though they are connected, you're still going to need your remote because your Alexa devices can't do everything. But I'm going to share with you a few commands that I like to use that I find useful. Echo, launch Netflix on Roku.
Getting Netflix from Roku.
And it'll launch Netflix, but you're going to have to scroll over to what person is watching Netflix. Echo,
Join you?
home on Roku.
I'm not gonna worship.
And it'll take you to the home screen. The other thing I like to use this for is to search movies. Echo, search for documentaries on Roku.
Getting documentaries from Roku.
And then you have a list of documentaries, and you can use your remote to kind of scroll through these. Or if you have a specific show or movie you want to watch, you can also say, Echo, search for this show, Friends, on Roku.
Getting Friends from Roku.
And also, let's say you're already watching a show, so we'll go to Hulu. Now let's say you're watching the challenge on
Their ticket to the
Hulu,
final.
and you want to pause it. So what you want to do is say, Hulu.
I'm really nervous because
What you want to say is not
Laura
Hulu.
Maria,
What you want to say is
Nicole
Echo.
are super good
Pause
competitors
Hulu.
and competition's tough.
And it's paused. Or you could say, Echo, play,
Get it up and ready to
and it's
go.
play. Well, if you haven't cut the cords yet, what are you waiting for? Just go do it. There are a number of streaming services available, so do your research, but don't overthink like I did, and cut the cord. You will enjoy it, I promise. Now, there's 3 things that I noticed once we cut the cord. 1, we save some money, which is a good thing. 2, I don't watch as much television. And 3, the shows that I do watch, I enjoy so much more. Well, that's all I got for you today. I hope this episode was helpful. If you enjoyed it, leave me something in the comments telling me what your favorite streaming service is. Thanks again for watching, and I'll be back next week with another episode.